So I'm going to go 2 light weights with you, and I might go a little bit lighter today because I'm in recovery because I leg pressed 80 kilograms yesterday. That was a bit of a milestone. So let's start with our heels under our hips, knees slightly soft. Roll those shoulders up, back and down, and have your arms hanging. We're going to start with our base lifting position, which is a deadlift. So the weights come down the knees, the hips go back, we stop at the knees, and we come back up again. Good. So just doing that move a couple of times to keep ourselves in check with our hip hinge, and that's exactly what this is. And we do this every day when we sit down and stand up. And it's trying to find a good way of moving in your everyday life. So hinging and standing. Good. So there's a gentle bend in those knees. And we squeeze our glutes when we get to the top. Good. And that gets that core working. Lovely. Let's do 2 more like that. Hinging and coming up, and last one. Good. And then stop there. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Come down to the knees, and we're going to stop. And now we're going to do a dead row. So pull those elbows out to the side and the arms are hanging. Good. And then coming down and standing up. So 4 moves. Hinging down to the knees, pulling out to the side, lowering down and standing up. And again, good. Let's do 6 more like that. Pulling, lowering and standing. And when you pull those elbows out, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top. Good. And then squeeze the glutes as you come up. So hinge, lock that core in. Pull those elbows out, back down and squeeze. Good. 3 more. Hinging, pulling, lowering and standing. And the reason we do this is so that we can use our glutes here and use our upper back here. Good. 2 more. So hinging, pulling, lowering and standing. And you know, with the weights we're using, all we're doing here is a warm up. You can actually do this with quite heavy weights. Lovely. Stop there and roll those shoulders up, back and down. Shake those legs out. Come back to that strong set position. We're going to do an upright row. So here, leading with the elbows. The weights come up the front of the body. So it's like you're trying to lift your t-shirt up with your weights, keeping those weights really close. Good. Lifting and lowering. And we come up to just under the bar line. We don't have to go up super high here. Again, using the back and the shoulders. That's it. Good. Lifting and lowering. Nice. Lifting and lowering. Can you go a little higher with your shoulders there, Tash? So the elbows. That's it. Good. Lifting and lowering. 2 more like that. And then we're going to do our combination move of the deadlift and the upright row. So roll those shoulders up, back and down. Deadlift, the first move we did. Hinging and standing, and then upright row. Lifting and lowering. So hinging and standing, lifting and lowering. Good. Hinging and standing, lifting and lowering. Good. So lock that core in as you stand up, lift and lower. Good. 2 more. And then we'll be done with our warm up. Good. Last one. Lovely. Okay, stop there. Now, as we've got light weights in our hands, we might as well do our shoulders immediately. So, strong set position, core switched on, shoulders up, back and down. We're going to bring our hands up in front of us and the weights stop at shoulder height. Bring them back down again and stop by your side. So up and stop, and down and stop. Good. So stopping at shoulder height, we've got a soft bend in our knees here, and that body stays still. Good. So here the core needs to do a bit of work as well. So relax those shoulders away from the ears. The arms come up so that they're parallel with the ground and they stop. Good. Lift and stop. And from here, we're going to go out to the side. So this is now the starting position. So coming out and in. Keeping those arms straight and keeping the body still. Now, really important here that you pull those shoulder blades down your back. So your head is pulling away from the shoulders. We're not getting all hunched up here. We're nice and relaxed, and those shoulders can work. Good. And now we're grateful for those light weights. 2 more like that. So this is 1, and this is 2. And then stop with those weights in front of you and bring them back down again. Bring your feet together and sink back into what would be chair pose in yoga. And then stand back up again. And do that again and push the weights out in front of you. And then bring them back. Good. Send them out in front of you. Push the weights together, Penny, and then just bring them back to your chest. Good. So we're really putting ourselves off balance here. This is a little bit of balance and a little bit of core and a little bit of shoulders. Because we're sinking down, we've only got a small surface area in contact with the floor. And that weight going out in front of us is making our core work. Good. 2 more. So that's 1. And that's 2. Good. Stop there. Bring your heels a little bit wider, so your feet a little bit wider. And you're going to sink back. And this time, bring those weights out in front of you. And then stand up and bring them down. So what you were doing, Penny, with the arms. Good. So hips go back and down, weights come out in front. And we come back up again. Nice. And again. And back up. 1 more. Good. We're going to go out to the side now. So come out to the side and then come back up again. So it's like we're drawing a V shape. Coming out to the side and back up. Good. Lots of shoulders here for us today. 2 more. That's it. And last one. Good. So slightly different dynamic now. We are going to do a shoulder fly. We're going to hinge and come into that chest down position with the arms out to the side. Good. So be careful with this one, Pat, that the arms don't go behind you. They're coming straight out to the side and coming back up again. That's it. It's a hinge and then come up. Now we're working the backs of the shoulders. Good. So hips going back and coming back up again. Good. Yes. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Nice. 2 more. And then we can put those shoulders to bed. Last one. Oof. Well done. Lovely. Let's go down to the floor for our glute bridges now. So let's get a heavier weight. That's our warm up and the shoulders done. The heaviest weight you feel comfortable using today, and setting up for a glute bridge on the floor. So on your back with your feet flat on the floor, heels close to your hips. Remembering your safe handling of weights here. So holding on to those weights. And shoulders and head are down on the ground. Very slowly, you're going to bring your hips up to the ceiling and bring them back down again. So we have warmed the glutes up with those deadlifts, and now we're loading them. So pushing down with feet, sending those hips up and bringing them back down nice and slowly, just for an assessment of the weight. Good. Lifting straight up and coming straight back down again. Good. 2 more like that. So you look great, all of you. We're going to change the tempo. So come up fast, hold it there, and then very, very slowly bring the hips all the way down. As soon as the hips are all the way down, come straight back up again and down slowly, bringing a little bit of speed to it. So up fast and hold, and slowly, slowly, slowly down. That's it. So resisting the weight down. Up fast and hold, and down slowly. Good. Up fast, hold it, and coming down slowly. Good. 2 more like that. Up fast, and then we're going to reverse it. Nice. Up fast and come all the way down. Nice. Now we're going to go up slowly. So up for the count of 3 and then down for 1. So up, 2, 3 and down. So reversing the stimulus. Good. So check in with your hips. Make sure you're going up evenly and coming down evenly. Any wobbling from side to side, kind of normal, but just try and correct it. That's your focus here. Nice simple moves here. If we try and work with the body. Good. 2 more like that. Up slow, down, and then last one, up slow and down. Nice. Roll up so that you can safely get rid of the weight. We're going to do some single leg work here, which will hopefully help if there are any imbalances. So no weight needed, setting up for that glute bridge. Heels close to your hips, knees at hip width apart, and bring your hips up. I'm going to start with the right leg, lift it and point it to the ceiling, and then just tap the toe and send it back up again. Now we're not doing this too fast, nice and slow, down, tap, up, point, down, tap, up, point. Keep that rhythm. Now the other leg is pushing against the floor and the hips are still lifting, down, tap, lift, point. 2 more and then we're going to swap over. Tap, lift, point. Last one. Tap, lift, point, and put the foot flat down. Keep those hips up. Reset. So keep driving those hips up. The left leg's turn. So lift and point. And the first one always feels good because it's a relief to be able to stretch that leg out. Point, down, and tap. And then you realize the other leg has got to do the work holding you up. Good. Tap, lift, and point. Keep pushing into the opposite leg. Lift and point. 2 more. Down, tap, lift, point. Last one. Nice. And then foot flat. Lovely. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll yourselves up. And we're going to do chest now. So come back with 2 medium weights. It's great that I've got, just happen to have them here in my wardrobe. So lying on your back again in that position, that same position we were in before, with feet flat on the floor. This time the weights are above your shoulders. And we're going to do our chest flies. So soft lock in the elbows and arms come out to the side. They hover above the ground and then they come back up again. So just slow tempo to start off with. And remember with this one, we've got that beautiful visual feedback. We can see the weights coming together above us. So aim to get the weights together at the top. And this is where you see, oh, is one side on a bit of a magical mystery tour and the other one's going straight there. But try and squeeze those weights together at the top. Good. Now we know what we're doing. Let's change the tempo. So let's go out for one. Open as wide as you can for one, and then squeeze the weights together. Nice. Open and stop, and squeeze them together. Good. Open and stop, and squeeze, keeping those wrists neutral, under control of those weights. Open and stop all the time, and squeezing up. Good. 4 more. So opening and stop and squeezing. So working our chest muscles here, chest and shoulders, the front of the body, whereas we've worked the back of the body before. It's the front of the upper body. Good. Just watch those wrists. Penny, don't let the weights drag you down. Nice. Stop here with the weights above you and bring your feet up off the floor. So knees are now at 90 degrees. Now be careful of 2 things. Careful of the feet floating up and careful of the knees coming back. You want to keep that 90-degree angle. And we're going into a 2-2 chest fly. So open for 2, a little bit more speed here and close for 2. Open for 2. Good. And close for 2. Now your arms might be starting to fatigue because of course the biceps helping here as well. Keep those wrists and the elbows neutral. The movement comes from the upper arm. Good. Check in with your knees. Are they starting to float a bit? Make sure that core is switched on to keep those legs where they are. Nice. Let's open up to halfway. So go halfway and then go all the way down and then halfway up. We're just going to work in that bottom part of the range. And this is very hard, so I am pushing you. Good. Keep that discipline there of that core working. Keep your brain on your legs. Nice. 2 more. Lovely. And then bring those weights all the way up and bring your feet down. Good job. I'm going to go straight into tricep extensions, the skull crusher here. So feet flat on the floor and bring the weights down towards the forehead. Nice and slow, and then back up again. So remembering that that upper arm, the bit between the elbow and the shoulder, stays static. We just move that lower arm down and we're squeezing the elbows together and bringing those weights down to the forehead and back up again. It will look amazing. So now we can change the tempo. So come down to the forehead and stop, and then drag those weights up. Yes. Down and stop, and drag them up. Good. Down and stop, and drag them up. Oof. 2 more like that. Down and stop, dragging up, and 1 more. Down and stop, and drag. Lovely. Stop there with the weights up above you and bring your heels close to your hips. We're going to do a glute bridge now, and we're going to hold that glute bridge and do a 2-2 tricep extension. So down for 2 and up for 2. Now, if your hips are wobbling, see if you can put even weight through both feet. Good. And you're focusing on those weights coming down towards your face, controlling them. Down for 2 and up for 2. Lovely. Good job. Nice. 2 more like that. Down for 2. Up for 2. Last one. Oh, well done. Bring those weights down to your bellies and bring your hips down. So tuck your elbows really tight here. We're going to do a bit of a combination move here. So the hips and the weights are going to come up. And then we do a tricep extension. Lift, hips and weights come down. And again. So hips and weights up. Weights to forehead. Weights up. Hips, weights down. You got it. And again. Up. Extend. Lift and lower. Good. Up. Extend. lift and down. Good. 4 more like that. Lift, extend, lift, down with control. Good. 3 more. Push, extend. Keep those wrists neutral. Keep all that discipline. Elbows tight all the way to the end. 2 more. Extend, lift and down. Last one. Up, extend, lift, and bring the hips down and the weights down. Nice. Now roll yourselves up. Oof. Lovely. So for the next one, we're going to go back down to the floor because we're going to do some core work. You can either use the weights or without. So if you want to have a go at this without the weights and then go, oh, actually, this is easy, I want to use the weights, you're more than welcome to. So I'm going to use the same weights. We're coming back to that 90-degree angle with the knees and the weights above you. We're going to start with one arm. So one arm goes above your head and then comes back up, swapping arms. Other side. It's a little bit of coordination needed here. Let's keep those arms straight. Good. Now we're going to go with the legs. So stop there and you can either go 90-degree tap with the leg. All right, so one leg and then the other one, or you can extend the leg or anything in between those. All right, and now we're going to put that together, opposite arm, opposite leg. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Nice and slow. Other side. Good. Yeah, so here I am telling you what to do and I was doing it same leg, same arm. So it is quite a coordination nightmare. Good. We're working the obliques of the body here. So the thing you need to focus on here as well is that stabilizing in between. So make sure that the knee and the arms stay in their stable neutral position in between. Good. Keeping those arms straight, returning back to that neutral position. One more time on each side. Oh, really good for the core, this. Lovely. And then we're going to roll up and come to standing up. So you can bring those same weights with you, or you can go a little heavier. We're going to do bicep curls now. So as I'm in recovery mode, I'm going to just stay with those light ones. So 2.3, I'm just going to angle this up as well so I'm not headless. It's always good to have a head. 2.3 is my sort of medium ones today. So we're going to start with our double bicep curls. So double as in both arms, lifting and lowering. This is just your basic hammer curl, where the wrists are just staying neutral. Keep those elbows glued to the side of the body, under the shoulders, and they don't move forwards or backwards. Again, it's just that lower arm that's moving. Good. Now the opposite muscles to what we were using in those tricep extensions. You've got the option here to add the curl, so you can bring your arms towards you, so hands towards you as you come up. That one just gets a little bit more of the lower arm involved, those jaw opening muscles. Good. So keeping that discipline of the elbows tight and just rotating those plates as you come up. Nice. Simple exercise, this one, and the joy of being able to see exactly what everyone is doing. Right, come up to the top, stop there, and come halfway down. So it's the point where your elbows are at 90 degrees. And then come all the way up again and just halfway down. Watch those wrists, Pat. Lift and lower. Now you might start to feel a little bit of a burn in those biceps. Moving nice and slowly, coming all the way to 90 degrees. 2 more. Last one, and then stop here. And now we're just loading those biceps as if we're holding something. Good. And then we're going to come down to the bottom and come up halfway again. So we know where that halfway mark is. Coming down to the bottom. And you can either do this with the rotation or you can just keep the hammer curl. Whatever works for you. Just working in that lower part of the range. Good. And I want you to come up to here, to that 90-degree angle, and then come down slowly. So let's come up fast, up and stop, and then resist the weight down. 3 more like that, up and stop, resist it down. Keep that body still, down slow. Nice. Well done. Stop there and roll those shoulders up, back and down. Let's do a little bit more for the upper back before we do our cool down. So a deadlift, just like we did in the warm up. Just do 4 of those to get used to doing the hip hinge again. Yes, but with the slightly heavier weight. So you might feel it a little bit more in the glutes. And then we're going to come down to that hip hinge position and pull the weights back tight this time. Coming down and standing back up again. Using a different part of the upper back. Pulling back, down and up. So triceps are helping here. We've already worked the triceps today, but we're also working that sort of middle to upper back. Good. That hip hinge, of course, using the glutes and the core to stabilize, and then squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good. Pulling really tight, down. Good. And here also we rotate those plates as we come up. Good. 2 more like that. Hinge, pull, lower and stand. Last one, hinging, pulling, lowering and standing. Nice. Get rid of one of those weights. I'm going to come down onto my knees. You can stand up. We're just going to do some overhead work. So holding one of those weights in both hands. And I want you to have a slight hips back stance here, okay? Keep your elbows forwards and bring that weight overhead and then bring it back down again. That's it. So lift and bring down. Going to go up for 1 and go down slowly. Up, down slow. 4 more. Up, down slow. You might feel your heart rate starting to go up. That's kind of what happens when you start putting things over your head. 2 more. Good. Lift and down. Elbows forwards. Last one. Lift and down. Lovely. Let's get rid of the weight. We need a very quick cool down before I send you off on your way. So bring your arms out wide and squeeze your shoulder blades together to stretch your chest. Well done, everybody. It's like you're standing on the front of a ship here. And now you're going to stretch the upper back, so round through your back and bring your arms forwards and clasp and pull them like you're hugging a ball. The head can come down as well. Nice. And then unclasp and bring your arms up. I'm only going to come down to my knee so you can see me, and bring your arm across your body. This is to stretch the shoulders, backs of the arms as well. I'm just holding it here. So with stretches, you've got to hold it for a period of time to give your body time to adapt. And then opening, cheeky chest stretch in between, and go to the other side. That's it. This is my stiff one, so it may not move quite as far. When it comes to shoulders, stiff is good because it means they're more stable, but it also means they don't move quite as much. Let's stretch our triceps. Our arms out wide. Bring the right arm over. Left arm takes a hold of the elbow and pulls. And you can add a little side bend here if you want as well, which will give you a bit of an armpit stretch. And then opening out, another cheeky chest stretch, And over to the other side. Ah, that's nice. Now we worked our glutes quite a lot. So if you come down onto the floor into a 90-90 position, so as if we were going to do a pigeon pose, keep that front foot flexed and have your chest towards the front knee, and then bring the chest over the knee. This is going to give you a stretch in that glute. Just hold it there and breathe into it. Nice. See if you can relax your body into this. Once you're in the position, you can let go and stretch those very precious glutes, very important muscles. Let's come up and over to the other side. Stretch the other glute. So flexing that front foot, chest towards the knee as you inhale and exhale. That's it, coming down. Just breathing into this. So, excuse me. Really well done, everybody. Come on up. Come on up to standing. Do a torso twist. And we're done. So, yeah, the time's gone, as you always say, really quickly. But thank you for coming.